let's take a look at our top selections.
Race 6 on Saturday is the Grade 2 Santa Anita Oaks, and this mile and 1/16th dirt race for 3-year-old fillies will go a long way toward determining the California representation in the Kentucky Oaks on the last Friday of April. Right now, the California 3-year-old filly division has absolutely zero stability, and it's been that way even before and after Princess Noor was injured and retired in December. A whole bunch of stakes winners have come and gone. Astute, Moonlight Doro, Varda, they all won stakes. They're all on the sidelines. Princess Noor is a 2-time stakes winner in California. She is retired. So it seems like every month we have a new leader of the division. And some of these 3-year-old fillies probably don't stack up that well to the current Kentucky Oaks favorites, and those are Midwest-based Travel Column and Clairiere. They are the two Kentucky Oaks favorites going into the weekend. Certainly a lot can change over this weekend. And with regards to the Santa Anita Oaks, it's kind of interesting because 4 of the last 5 winners of this race were odds-on favorites. Songbird, Midnight Bisou, Bellafina, and last year's Swiss Skydiver. They all won the Santa Anita Oaks as the odds-on favorite, but I don't think there's going to be an odds-on favorite in this 5-pack this year. It's a very evenly matched group, and you could probably make a case for 4 of the 5 starters. In fact, I'm going to do just that in a minute. But first, let's take a look at the field. Race number 6 is the Santa Anita Oaks, a field of 5. And the only 2-time winner in the field is the filly on the bottom, Beautiful Gift, trained by Bob Baffert. He, of course, was the trainer of Princess Noor before she retired. Every other filly in this race is eligible to an entry-level allowance condition. A couple of them are stakes placed, however. Moraz is stakes placed, Javanica is stakes placed, and actually, number 3, Soothsay, the way that she won her sprint debut and the way that she's trained since then suggests that the best is yet to come for this Richard Mandela trainee. We'll talk more about Soothsay in just a minute. But first, let's talk about a filly that's taking a drop in class, and it's kind of might seem unusual to say that Javanica is taking a drop in class because she's going from a non-graded stake into a grade 2. How is that a class drop? Well, it's a class drop because Javanica last time out faced boys in the El Camino Real Derby, and she actually ran very well. She's trained by Owen Hardy and owned by one of the hottest owners in the business right now, Godolphin. Let's roll the tape on the El Camino Real Derby and take a look at Javanica making her 6th career start. And she's going to take the lead in deep stretch and look like she might be on her way to upsetting the boys. But that's Rombauer on the outside and will come along and just nip her late on the money. Rombauer gets up close home in the El Camino Real Derby. Javanica finished 4 lengths clear of third, and she actually ran super in defeat. She was extremely wide on the far turn, lost a lot of ground. She ran well. The question for Javanica on the class drop is, can she run on dirt? Because up to now, all 6 starts have been on grass and or synthetic. Owen Hardy actually nominated Javanica to the Providencia, which we talked about earlier. That was race number 5 on grass. But if you're ever going to take a shot at a dirt race, now is the time to do it, especially against this particular field, which I don't think came up all that tough. So Javanica, a contender in a scramble of a race. Okay, the second filly I want to talk about is actually going to be my top selection, and that's number 3, Soothsay. Soothsay is a daughter of Distorted Humor, and she was produced by Spellbound. Spellbound was trained by the same guy who trained Soothsay, Dick Mandela. Spellbound finished 4th in the Santa Anita Oaks back in 2013. The following winter, she won the La Cañada Stakes, Spellbound did, and Soothsay is her 2nd runner. She's a daughter of Distorted Humor, Soothsay is. And if you watch her debut, let's go ahead and take a look at her debut. It was a sprint, and you go, well, okay, that's all fine and dandy, just distorted on the front end, and Soothsay, who was not quick early. In fact, this was supposed to be just a prep race for longer. But watch this filly take off in deep stretch. She absolutely motored home, won this race going away. Okay, from a closing sprint to a 2-turn graded stakes race, a closing sprint against maidens, That's a very ambitious spot, and Mandela recognizes as much. But the manner in which Soothsay has trained since raced has been outstanding. She is bred top and bottom to run 2 turns, and she catches a relatively soft bunch of fillies and mares. Not only that, Mandela is not a guy to take shots just for the heck of it. And in fact, 4 years ago, he stretched out a filly from a maiden win going 5.5 furlongs into the Santa Anita Oaks, and all that Paradise Woods did that day was dominate the Santa Anita Oaks by many, many lengths. So this is not the first time that Mandela has taken a maiden sprint winner and stretched her out in the Santa Anita Oaks. Soothsay is on her way to bigger and better things. I asked Mandela, I put him on the spot, because trainers do not like to compare horses, at least for the record anyway. I said, can you compare, I know it's early in Soothsay's career, but can you compare her to Spellbound? Remember, Spellbound, a graded stakes winner against 4-year-old fillies back in the day, 5-6 years ago. And Mandela said that Soothsay is better and stronger. So that's after one start and after watching her train lights out. So I like Soothsay. She has a forwardly placed running style. And I think going 2 turns, she rallied from last in the sprint. I am assuming that she will be forwardly placed in the sprint, in the route race on Saturday, the Santa Anita Oaks, going a mile and 1/16. So I like her at a price. It's a shot at a price, and that's really all it is, because, like I said, you can make a case for 4 of these: Javanica, Soothsay, and then the 2 principals. And they're the principals because they both exit the most recent graded stakes race run at Santa Anita, and that was the Grade 3 Santa Isabel back on March 7th. Beautiful Gift and Moraz, both maiden winners. That's all they were going in. And they put on quite a show in the stretch of the Santa Isabel. So let's go ahead and take a look at the stretch run of the Santa Isabel. And you'll see that's Beautiful Gift, sibling to graded stakes winner Chitu, and that's Moraz up on the front. Moraz makes the lead right here, and it looks like she's home free. I wish she would have been, because I actually bet on her that day, but she was not. And Beautiful Gift came and collared her right on the wire. Now, we're going to slow this replay down and go slow motion the final 16th. And watch Umberto Rispoli on number 5. He stops riding to look over his right shoulder. Why are you doing that? You know they are coming. Rispoli stopped riding, looked over his shoulder to see where Beautiful Gift was, and it might have cost him the victory in the Santa Isabel. Maybe not. Maybe Beautiful Gift gets up anyway, but I'm fairly confident that on Saturday in the Santa Anita Oaks, Rispoli will keep his head down all the way to the wire. And if he does, Moraz certainly could turn the tables on Beautiful Gift. But that was the first start for Beautiful Gift in more than 4 months. She's trained by Baffert, and she should move forward. Second start off the bench. Baffert thinks she wants farther than a mile and 1/16. He thinks she wants a mile and 1/8 and beyond. So he's already thinking about the Kentucky Oaks a little bit in the back of his mind. Baffert is. It just depends on how well she runs, how well Beautiful Gift runs against a modest bunch, a bunch that's certainly not as strong as the Kentucky Oaks field that she would face later in April. So I'm taking a shot with Soothsay. It's just a shot. She's probably going to be the 3rd or 4th choice in a 5-horse field. I think that she might be a good filly. Her trainer Mandela certainly believes so. It's an average field with some modest fillies. Maybe somebody will jump up and make a splash on Saturday. And if this was a pick 6 race, it's not. Thank goodness it's not. The pick 6 starts in race number 7. If it was a pick 6 race, you'd probably have to use at least 4 of the 5 starters. Number 2, Brilliant Cut, is the only throwout in the race, and I probably shouldn't even do that because she is quick enough to actually make the front if she wants to. The longest shot in the field, I think, number 2, Brilliant Gift. So when all is said and done, I took a shot with the second-time starter. Her name is Soothsay, trained by Mandela, ridden by Pratt. I think she can score an upset in the Santa Anita Oaks. Race 6, Saturday at Santa Anita.